Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to continue with our data-driven series and look at the list of forwards and centers we can target in free agency. If this is the first time you're watching my video, alright, I'll link my previous two videos on the same series using the YouTube cards at the top right hand corner. Alright, I basically use the RAPTOR metric derived by 538.com, all right, which tracks based on play-by-play and player tracking data from NBA.com, all right, as a way of more accurately deciphering which players we can actually go after, all right. So today we're going to take a look at a list of forwards and centers. So I have the data right in front of me. Okay, I think realistically, since we are a defensive-minded team, we should be looking at players with a good defensive metric, right? So let's sort the list using the defense first. Okay, so right at the top, we have Taj. Okay, we go down the list. Oh, the second one is Rudy Gay. Now, so while we are targeting guys, bigs, who can actually play some defense, right? I'm pretty sure the front office, they are looking at guys who actually can shoot the three ball, right? Which has been one of our weakness the past regular season and during the playoffs, right? All of our bigs, we don't really have have bigs who can shoot the ball except for Randall, right? So let's have a focus here, right, of looking at guys who can play defense and can actually still shoot the ball. Okay, now Rudy Gay, he's going into probably the last contract of his career. Okay, it looks like he can play a little bit of defense. Looking at the metric here, let's take a look at his 3-point shooting percentage. Oh, okay, I already loaded it up. So let's see. He's shooting at 38%, which is not too bad, right? But he's coming off I think his current contract pays him about maybe $15-16 million. So I'm not sure if we would actually have the money to sign him. He might be looking at a pay raise, right? And he's 34, so I'm not so sure about him. So let's go down the list. Batum. Now he's actually been playing pretty well in the playoffs for the Clippers. Oh, he can play a little bit of defense. He's shooting the three pretty well during the playoffs too. So let's look at his percentage here. Oh, he's shooting pretty well, 40%. And he's actually playing on a minimum salary on the Clippers. But I'm not too sure. You know, he's a veteran, 32 years old, probably going into his last contract. Not too sure if he wants to sign with us. But if he would want to play with us, he might be a good pickup, right? And he's actually playing pretty well on defense too. He was able to guard Luka in their last series, and he did it pretty well, I thought. Okay, let's take a look. Montrezl Harrell, he's 27, going into his prime, but he doesn't shoot very well from three. Let's move down the list. Oh, Ibaka. He has championship experience. I think he's currently on a mid-level exception contract with the Clippers. But I think the concern with Ibaka is his injury record. Right? It seems like he gets injured every now and then. So I'm not too sure. And he shoots pretty well from three, if I remember, from his Raptor days. Right? It's a stretch big. Pretty good. If he can stay on the floor. Right? So if you haven't noticed, there's not actually a lot of forwards or centers who can actually shoot the three ball, right? The stretch big, right? We have a few in this list, but they are either kind of aging or they don't really exist in some sense in this list, I mean. So next one, Millsap shoots a bit of three, but he's 36. Kawhi, I think everybody's will be trying to get him, but I'm thinking he's gonna stay in Los Angeles. So next up, Bobby Portis. Well, don't get me started on the list of guys who actually starts to play well when they're not on our roster. So I'm not too sure about Bobby Portis, but he's been playing well. He's been shooting a high percentage for the Bucks. So not too sure if we want to bring him back. So as we go down the list, it doesn't look like there are a lot of big guys who can actually play D and shoot the three ball, right? So if you go down the list further, Kelly Oubre, small forward, not really a big, I guess. I know in the rumors he's been linked with us. Not really high on this guy. He can play a bit of defense, but offensively he's not very consistent, I'm afraid. I remember during the current season he like missed like 20 something threes for the Warriors to start the season. So I don't know about Oubre. And he probably wants a big contract, so probably not. So here we have John Collins. He's in the same draft class as Frank. I think all of us saw in the Atlanta series, he can actually play. He can actually ball. He's a little bit undersized, but he can play some pretty okay defense, and he shoots the three ball well. And he's coming off a rookie contract. But I think I read in the news that he's looking for a big payday. So I'm not too sure. But if he's available for the right money, right, he can be a good addition to the team. Right? A guy who has good energy, can play some defense, and can shoot the three. And obviously he can rebound the ball. Right? So might be somebody we can keep an eye on. Next guy, George Niang is playing well for the Jazz, coming off the bench. Can play some defense, big body, can shoot the three well. So maybe somebody we can look at. So as we continue to go down this list, right, we start to get into guys who are a negative on defense. Now here's one guy who caught my eye, Lauri Markkanen, right? And again, somebody who's in the same draft class as Frank. I think he got picked 7th. Frank was 8, I think. So I looked at his stats. Now he played pretty well in his sophomore season. He was averaging about maybe 18 points. But from then onwards, he started kind of regressing. So in his 3rd year and in his 4th year, his averages were all down. And if you look at this metric, doesn't seem to be pretty good on defense. But from what I remember, he can shoot the three ball pretty well. So wait, let's take a look at this. Markkanen. Oh, he's pretty decent, 40%. So it seems like he's kind of been forgotten in a way in the rotation, especially after they traded for Vucevic from Orlando. So he's become like the 3rd option. So he might be thinking about moving on, right? And he's very young, 24 years old, can shoot the three ball. Maybe not that good on defense, but maybe Coach Tibbs can help him out with his defense. So he's probably one guy we can really look at, right? If we want to think about saving that big amount of salary cap for a star, right? I think this offseason we really need to go for a guard who can actually score, right? Which is somebody we haven't had for a long time, right? The last time we had a scoring guard was probably D Rose in his first stint, and he didn't really do that well during that season, right? So there you have it. What are your thoughts? Drop me a comment down below, right? In the next video, I'm gonna talk about the star which we can target using this metric, right? The so-called disgruntled star that we heard about in the media, right? We have about $50 million in salary cap. So I think the front office would be thinking about targeting a star from one of the teams. Probably a team which got knocked out in the first round, right? Or someone from a lottery team. So stay tuned, all right? Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Go Knicks!